What's going on, guys? Tip Business here, and today I'm back and I'm better. Ooh, it's been a long time since y'all seen me, huh? Yeah, I ain't been posting in a minute, but I'm back. I'm gonna try to post 4 days out the week. So today it's gonna be today's gonna be a story time on how my dad passed away, how I lost my dad growing up. I had an older dad, he was like 72. So I have older parents. Crazy, huh? It's crazy. My brother and me are 10 years apart. So that's what's going on. But my dad passed October 10th. I will never forget that day. I've been dealing with it. I've been going to counseling about it and making my way to recovery. I miss him every day. As a daughter should love her father. So recently, I knew my dad had cancer, but I didn't know if it was that bad. I thought he'd go radiation and it'll be better. I think he did radiation a couple of times before it got worse. It get worse before it get better. I know that. He been going to doctor's appointments after doctor's appointments after doctor's appointments. And she called me saying, "Hey, just want to let you know your dad's nurse called me and said your dad is unconscious. They're going to rush him to the hospital. You might as well go ahead and get there." I didn't have a ride or nothing like that, so I had to call my aunt who raised me to get off her job and come take me to the hospital. I never had to been through this before. So she helped me walk through it because this is my first time. Ooh. I felt like I was screaming at her, but she said, "It was your nerves. You wasn't screaming at me." She came to pick me up like in 10 minutes. We rushed out to get to the hospital. Where I'm at in Florida, it's called UNF Hospital. Quote unquote Shands. And we went out there to the emergency room. They was trying to figure out what's going on. No, he didn't have COVID. It was his cancer getting worse. The doctors called me and said, "We're going to go through some testing to see what's going on." They sent him home because when they feel like you're doing better, they'll send you home. But it's odd because they sent him home like in a week. But he went back in another week. So I'm saying like, okay. And he told me everything. And it's like hard. Like being by yourself and not knowing what's going to happen next. So they took him he finally had got a room after I left. it's like I stayed with my dad for a while and I went home. And from there, I kept going back and they sent home again. And I stayed with my dad for like almost 2 weeks. And I took care of him. The crazy thing is, he went back to the hospital because I went home. He just got up and we went to the laundromat and I helped wash his clothes. And was hanging out for a while. Then he said, Tip, I don't feel good. I was like, okay, Dad. Went back to the hospital. And his doctors called me and I put on a three-way so my aunt could hear. Stuff like that. Because I didn't know what was going on. Then after that, they told me his plan was going to hospice. If you don't know what hospice is a place where the doctors feel like there's nothing else they can do. It's almost time for you God to call him home. He'll be comfortable. Whew. Hospice is a nice place. I can say that. I went there every day. I spent time with my dad while he was talking. And I said, Daddy, I love you. Whew. He said, I love you too. He said, if anything happened to me, you can have my truck, which I'm in. I told him what I had to tell him. I'll hold his hand every day. And one time he wanted some ice cream. And my aunt fed him. Well, yeah, gave him some ice cream and stuff. And then the next day I went, he wasn't talking anymore. I'm like, okay. But he could still hear me. I felt like I can say what I need to say. My dad wasn't the best dad, but as I got older and he got older, we got closer. He just turned 72. So me and him have birthdays like a month apart. So it's like, yeah. But then that day I went. The next day I went after that. I spent time with him. Hold his hand again. Kiss his forehead. I stayed like for 2 hours. And I just went home. My aunt went out. I got a phone call. It was like at 10 o'clock at night, I remember. And I said, hello, can I speak to Tiffany? I said, this is Tiffany. Is your mom around? There's somebody there with you? I was like, no, Mom. I could call her. She said, you need to call your mom. I was like, okay. Called her. I said, Auntie. She said, yeah. I got you on three-way with the doctor from hospice. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that sister did pass away just a few minutes ago. I didn't want Tiffany alone. At that moment, I knew my life was turned upside down. Because as a little girl, you think you have your dad, your parents forever. So I went to the hospital and she said, you want to go see him? I said yes, knowing in my mind I didn't want to go in that room. They went. I didn't. Because I didn't want to see my dad like that. My aunt told my people in Georgia that he did pass. Then they got mad because how I wanted the funeral. But anywho, that's another story. But if you're going through the same thing I am, you need to talk about it. I'm here. I really do miss my dad. I sit in his truck every day. Me and Sydney. Sydney over here. Look. Hey, Sydney. Say hey. Well, that's how I lost my dad. Due to cancer. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you. Peace.